Peace and blessings, beautiful people. It's your girl, Dr. Joy Leonie Holman of the Joy of Life TV podcast. And today we are going to talk about how meditation, that's right, meditation, strengthens a major brain region. I'm really grateful to have just hosted the first virtual HBCU Summit series, and wherein I presented on how meditation strengthens 9 major brain regions. So I wanted to share a tip with us all here. Okay, so scientists agree that the number one brain changer, number one, is meditation, point blank and period, okay? So one of the areas that is affected by meditation is the parietal lobe. And our parietal lobes are responsible for touch, for taste, for temperature. It helps to process sensory information, right? And so, did you know that meditation can act as a tool to reduce loneliness? Who knew? And right now, during this COVID-19 pandemic, wherein we're talking about being alone together, we really need to learn how to be alone and be okay with being alone. Being okay with feeling our feelings, and at the same time, having and creating an outlet for ourselves so that we can feel better more of the time, right? We can't just keep taking in how bad it is all the time, and then not doing the things that we're used to doing, like skating, dancing, strolling, playing football, basketball, whatever you did, even stopping by Big Mama and them's, right? It helped us to reduce a lot of anxiety and fear and helped us to feel more connected. So the parietal lobe is affected, and I'll tell you how. So Dr. Andrew Newberg, he's a scientist at the University of Penn. He did a study, and in that study, what they did was they looked at brain scans of monks. And what they found out was that the parietal lobes cooled off immediately when humans feel lonely. You've got it. So what happened was when we start feeling lonely, when we start feeling disconnected, that area of our brain starts to overheat. And with meditation, we found out through this research that that area of our brain, the parietal lobe, begins to cool off. So when we're feeling stressed and we're feeling overwhelmed, we can come back to ourselves. Sometimes just turning on the ocean on YouTube and just listening to that, or looking at that, or watching little animals play on the internet, or doing little things, silly things that make you feel better when you're alone, can assist in these ways, right? And so again, when you're meditating, again, it can be deep breathing. It can be a full-on meditative exercise that you've learned how to do, or it can just be the coming back to yourselves, right? Because meditation is us relaxing back and experiencing the space, the gap between our thoughts, right? And so right now, if I notice how the bottom of my feet feels, and you can do that too, right? Are they like this, or are they like that? When I think of a more happy place, when I feel more grounded, my feet relax. And when I'm relaxed, I can close my eyes and I can breathe in through my nose for 7 seconds and then hold it. And then I can exhale through my nose and my mouth. And when I do that at least 3 times, I'm in a more calm state, in a more receptive state. And in this way, benefits from deactivating the parietal lobe help us to feel more connected, right? It gives way to a sense of oneness, to empathy. And empathy cannot be taught, but when we meditate, we can become more empathetic, right? It gives way to more compassion and increases my favorite, self-esteem. Hello! Gives way to happiness and joy, right? And it brings us back to what? The present moment. Not yesterday, what happened, oh my God, and I can't believe, and tomorrow, and what's going to happen. Instead of those shallow breaths, we can choose to breathe deeply through our noses and exhale through our noses and mouths. Why don't we want to have shallow breaths? Because when we breathe in a shallow way, we activate the area of our brain responsible for negative emotion, which is called the amygdala. And that activates our fight, flight, or freeze response. And we don't want to feel like, oh my God, should I fight it out? Oh my God, should I freeze? Because I don't know what to do. We don't want to be in any of that. We want to be where? In the present moment, connected with ourselves, right? And so meditation in this way, in deactivating our parietal lobes, also helps us with social anxiety, right? Not being able to say that. Social anxiety, right? And it lessens the feelings of loneliness. So again, these are some of the ways in which meditation can help us to come back to ourselves and feel more connected, because our overall goal is to what? Feel better way more of the time. We want to decrease stress and anxiety and create calm. Again, I'm Dr. Joy Leonie Hallman of the Joy of Life TV podcast, and I hope that this helps you. I just want to give a shout out to all of the HBCUs, and I want to give a shout out to all the women of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And I just want to give a shout out to you for being your wonderful, beautiful, amazing, whole, perfect, and complete self. Come back to yourself, honey. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. And you know what? You're enough. And we are going to get through this together. Peace and blessings. Have a beautiful, blessed day.